So if you think that you did everything right, you built the career, you bought the house, you maybe even have a rental or two for investments, but the freedom you were chasing, it's still just a little out of reach. You're not really broke, but you just feel like you're trapped in a system that keeps you just out of range of that freedom that you dream about. Now, before another mortgage or furnace or a bunch of tenant drama drains more of your dreams, hey, I want to show you how I'm turning what I already know into the kind of income that doesn't give me 2 a.m. wake-up calls. So stick with me, because by the end of this video, you're going to see how one simple digital blueprint program can fund your retirement without you having to deal with a bunch more tenants, toilets, or trades of the rental world. And hey, if you're new here, my name's Harry. I'm a grandpa and a pilot from the prairies in Canada. And if you're in your 50s or your 60s and you're staring down at retirement, wondering how the math adds up without selling all your peace of mind, then this video was going to be for you. Because I spent years believing that real estate was going to be my ticket to freedom. And in reality, it turns out it was just a brand new job in disguise. So if you've got rental properties and you're thinking, I'm just not sure if this is worth the headaches anymore, you're in good company. Because you're probably like me, and did you ever notice how real estate gets sold as passive income? Yeah, until you're doing a full reno after a tenant just moved out, or you're chasing late rent, or you're watching a water heater or a furnace replacement eat your entire year's profits. Because on paper, hey, my rentals actually look great. Positive cash flow, long-term appreciation. Set it and forget it. But the reality? Property taxes going up. Insurance premiums are rising for less coverage. And then you got to deal with vacancies, sudden repairs that will wipe out months of profits. And I used to joke that I owned a small town. But deep down, hey, you know what? I wasn't laughing, because it seemed like every time I fixed a problem, another one popped up. And I started realizing that even though I owned assets, honestly, they owned me right back. And that's when I hit the wall. I was sitting at the kitchen table one day, spreadsheet open, and I realized that even with all the rentals and all my savings, I might be staying afloat, but I was never going to be free. And that's that gap that I was living in. I wasn't really broke, but I certainly didn't have the freedom that I thought real estate was going to give me. So what do you do when the thing that you thought would fund your dreams starts stealing from them instead? Well, let's talk about that for a minute, shall we? Because when I first heard about digital businesses, believe me, I thought, oh my God, sounds like another online get-rich-quick scheme. But here's what caught my attention. It wasn't about starting over. It was about leveraging what I already knew. Think of a digital business as a modern version of owning a rental property, except that it doesn't need furnaces, it doesn't need insurance, and it certainly doesn't need tenants. It's an asset that once you build it, it just keeps paying you, even when you're off flying or traveling or just hanging around with the grandkids. Instead of land, you're building digital real estate. And instead of rent checks, you earn from knowledge, automation, and systems that work around the clock. The global e-learning industry is projected to hit $1.5 trillion a year by 2033. And people over 40 are the fastest growing group in that market. Why? Because we've got experience, we've got perspective, and we've got stories that mean something. Think about this. If you've ever taught somebody a skill, solved a problem for them, or shared advice that helped them, you've already got the foundation for a digital business. And before you start thinking that this sounds too technical, wait till you see how simple it really is. Let me break this down plain and simple. I'm in the e-learning business. It's a digital business that provides the framework I use to share what I already know and what I'm learning to help others and earn an online income, all without having to trade a bunch more hours for dollars. Now, there's two main ways to profit from this program. There's option one, that's service-based. That's using your own experience to teach or coach others directly. We're on a training last night where we were reviewing somebody's community where they're making money by showing others in their community how to grow thriving indoor plants. And maybe you have some ideas along these lines too. Maybe it's guiding other pre-retirees on how to create a second act income. Maybe it's running a workshop on adventure travel for retirees. Hey, I'm building a community that helps folks interested in aviation to create a lifestyle so they don't have their day-to-day world steal their flying dreams. Now, these are simple, fun communities or classes that you can build just by doing what you love to do. Now, that's your first runway. It's low risk, it's high connection, and it's steady growth. Now here's option 2, digital assets. Those are something that you can sell that you never created. You can take this same system that I'm showing you right now and you can turn it into your own product. And you can offer an e-learning digital blueprint for folks who are interested in doing something new with their lives, but want to do it around their schedules. And the great thing about it is this digital business runs 24/7 from wherever you happen to be, as long as you've got a phone or a laptop and an internet connection. And not only that, but with master resale rights products like what I offer, you earn 100% profit. Now compare that to owning rental properties with all the tenants, the taxes, plugged toilets, constant bills. So what does it actually look like when this works in real life? Well, with my digital business, I'm now a part of a growing community that has already created over 100 six-figure earners. They provide mentoring, training, as well as they're constantly evolving to keep ahead of this huge opportunity called the digital e-learning business. Not only that, but I'm also involved in mastermind groups to keep me on the cutting edge of this opportunity. Now compare that to my old real estate groups where it seemed like more and more the only reason they all got us into a room was to sell us something new. We're not getting that in this business. Now don't get me wrong, it isn't that real estate's all bad. Heck, I still do own a pretty decent portfolio of real estate properties. It's just that digital businesses give you something back that real estate can't. They give you control. And when you control the system, you control your time, you control your income, and you control your future. So you're probably wondering, how do you actually start building this, even if you're not tech savvy? So that's what I'm going to talk about next. Now, the first thing you want to do is you want to identify your story. Start with what you've already lived. You're going to be targeting a certain perfect person that you're going to craft your marketing message to. And that person is usually you from a few years back. And those folks want to hear messages from somebody just like them. So what problem did you solve that others your age are still stuck in? That's going to be your niche. And now step 2, you're going to learn the blueprint. This is the system that automates your business. You don't need to know coding. There's no cold calls. You're not bugging friends and family for sales. If you can post a photo online or send emails, you can do this business. And then step number 3, you want to create simple content. You want to teach one thing a day, 2 focused hours, creating short videos, posts, or live chats. You don't need fancy production. Authenticity and vulnerability are your greatest marketing tool. And then step number 4, you just automate it for freedom. Once your system's up and running, it's working while you're off living your life. And that's when you shift from earning income to owning income. And it also makes it rejection free. You never have to hear the word no. And don't forget, you're not starting over, you're building on who you already are. So here's the truth. You don't need another rental to fund your retirement. You need a system that creates reliable retirement income no matter what you're doing or where you are in the world. And a digital business doesn't replace your life. It releases it. So imagine checking your messages and seeing new income from something that you've built once. Imagine the relief of not having to worry about the next furnace or vacancy or whether your real estate cash flow is going to be enough to cover all the bills this month. And more importantly, imagine a life that's not just not broke, but you're actually truly free. And that's what this digital blueprint is doing for me and 56,000 other people in our community. So if you're ready to see exactly how this works, hey, hit the link in the description below and grab your free copy of my Freedom Formula Blueprint. It's the same step-by-step system that I'm using right now to fund all my freedom years without having to deal with tenants, plugged toilets, or having to work another decade to get there. And if this video hit home for you, hey, check out the next video in the series where I'm going to show you how to turn 2 hours a day into a freedom business that runs on autopilot. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button so you get more great info from me as well. Because at this stage of your life, it's not about more work, it's about more life. And until next time, hey, I'm Harry, and I'll see you soon.